show was basically two things: hearing the Jey Uso explanation on why he turned on Sami Zayn, and finding a #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship, and my guy Gunther at WrestleMania. We'll start off with the Intercontinental Championship, being that really nothing happened outside of the ordinary with Jey Uso, because there was no Roman Reigns, there was no Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes continue to form some type of bond to go against the Bloodline going into WrestleMania. We'll talk about that in just a little bit, but I want to talk about the Intercontinental Championship situation. A lot of people, before all of this kind of was set in motion, oh, we need Gunther and Brock Lesnar. Oh, we need that mega match to happen at WrestleMania. Believe it or not, I was never on board with Gunther and Brock Lesnar right now happening at WrestleMania. It's not the right match. It's not the right time. It just didn't feel right at all in every aspect for that match to take place right now. I understand why people are excited about it. I understand why people want to see it. But right now is not the time. The only people that wanted that match to happen are reckless bookers, reckless armchair bookers, who sit in the comfort of their mother's basement and don't know any better, and clearly have not been watching the WWE properly. Sheamus is the guy. Sheamus is the guy. Sheamus was always the guy. Sheamus is your next Intercontinental Champion, whether you want to agree with that or not. Now, WWE's got a few weeks left to go before WrestleMania. We have 3 weeks left to go till WrestleMania. I figured we would get some sort of solid answer coming out of tonight, and we can get the announcement made. But WWE has 3 weeks of television left, and they're going to ride this thing up until the very end. We got a fatal five-way tonight. That included Karrion Kross, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, LA Knight, and Xavier Woods, filling in for Kofi Kingston, who reportedly is going to be out for 5 weeks. Coming out of that brawl last week, injured his leg. These 5 men were battling for the #1 contendership. And all of the possible scenarios that we came up with, it actually happened tonight in the Fatal 5-Way. The one thing that a lot of us in the community pitched was Sheamus and Drew McIntyre hitting either the same guy together or 2 individual performers in the match at the same time. And that's exactly what Triple H and WWE Creative went and did tonight. Drew McIntyre pinned LA Knight, and Sheamus pinned Xavier Woods at the same time, and they were both declared the winner of the Fatal 5-Way. So we have 2 winners coming out of the match tonight. Later on in the show, Gunther went up to Adam Pearce and said, "I'd love to know who I'm wrestling at WrestleMania." We were supposed to find a singular competitor, a singular challenger, not plural, for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, Gunther's not the type of guy to back down from a challenge. If you throw both of these guys at Gunther, I'm sure he would go in there and do whatever you ask him to do. He would wrestle both of them because the honor of the Intercontinental Championship is so important to him. If you ask Gunther to wrestle both of these guys on separate nights, he'd probably go and do that as well, and I'd love to see that, to be quite honest with you. But that's not what we got. Next week, Adam Pearce is putting a match together between Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, and they will battle for the #1 contendership and the Intercontinental title shot at WrestleMania. Don't know why we didn't get that tonight. Don't know why we need to do it next week. Don't know why you just don't give us the triple threat match coming out of tonight's show. But now we go into next week's show with a 1-on-1 match, and the only thing I can think of is that WWE has 3 weeks left to go, and they're going to build this up to the very end because they have TV time to fill, and they're going to string you along with twists and turns during WrestleMania season. I appreciate the effort, I really do. I have no problem with Drew McIntyre and Sheamus wrestling on any given night, on any given week, because you know it's going to be better. But I think we all know what the match is going to be, so why don't you just give us the match without all the added fluff? And just build a storyline out of it, do a contract signing, have a promo between all 3 of these guys, have Gunther there laughing at both of them as they already have beaten themselves because they're more interested in beating the shit out of each other than winning the Intercontinental Championship. There's tons of shit to do. We didn't need another match between Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. We got what we got out of the Fatal 5-Way tonight, and that's all we really asked for. Now, going into next week, we all know that the match is going to be great, and we all know that Drew McIntyre is not going to lose this match. We all know Sheamus is not going to lose this match, and I said both of them are not going to lose this match because you're not having a WrestleMania in Los Angeles without one of your biggest stars in the company on the card. Drew McIntyre will be in this match by hook or by crook. He's not being left off the WrestleMania card. I'm sorry. So what we got tonight is more than likely what we're going to get next week. This match is going to end in a DQ. This match is going to end in a count out. This match is going to end in some fuck finish where both guys' shoulders are pinned down to the mat. That's the likelihood of the situation. I think a count-out or disqualification is way too obvious. I think a situation where they both have their shoulders in at the same time and the referee doesn't notice is probably what we're going to end up going with next week. So next week, we're going to be right back in the same boat that we are at the end of this week, and then maybe we get a triple threat match at WrestleMania. Or the idea that I like, because Gunther really made a highlight of it in front of Adam Pearce tonight. Singular match. A singular challenger. Now, maybe Gunther defends the Intercontinental Championship against Drew McIntyre on night 1 of WrestleMania. Clearly he wins. Drew McIntyre goes in there and gives a valiant effort against Gunther. Because I'm interested in that match. I'd love to see that match one-on-one. I've been wanting to see that match ever since Gunther was in NXT as the UK champ. I would have loved to see Drew McIntyre go over on NXT UK. That's it. We've been wanting to see that match. Now Gunther's in the best fucking shape of his life. I'd still love to see this match at some point. So why not give it to us on night 1 of WrestleMania and have Gunther defeat Drew McIntyre, go into Sunday night and wrestle Sheamus. And then he loses to Sheamus on night 2 as Sheamus is the Intercontinental Champion for the first time in his career. I like that idea. I think that adds depth to the WrestleMania card. I have no fucking problem watching Gunther wrestle on 2 nights. I don't think anybody seems to be quite honest with me. I like that idea. The more I talk about it, the more I actually like the idea. Will we get that idea? Probably not. That's probably not going to happen. But I feel like a triple threat match, if we do end up getting that, I don't mind that either. It's going to be a banger. It may be the match that's the entire weekend. There's a lot of matches on WrestleMania potentially that could steal the whole weekend, that one being one of them. So if we do the triple threat match, a lot of people are asking, well, does Gunther take the pinfall? Would Drew McIntyre be the guy that eats the pinfall in that match while Triple H kind of protects Gunther and not having him pin? Because the rumor is Gunther is going to go on to elevate himself into the world title situation after WrestleMania is over. Do they want to beat him and then have him go into the world title scene? Or do they want to keep him undefeated because he hasn't really been pinned on the main roster yet? In this Triple H era, he's been very well protected. One of the most protected entities in all the company since Triple H took over. What do we do there? I said this weeks ago. I feel like if you're doing the triple threat match, Gunther is so fucking protected right now. He's at a point where he's bulletproof. If he loses to somebody, why not it be Sheamus? Like, what bad comes out of it if he loses to Sheamus legitimately? You put him in there against anybody, and Sheamus can beat the living shit out of you. No matter who it is. Omos, Brock Lesnar, you name it. Sheamus is not some fucking geek who's being pulled from the fucking VIP catering table in the back and you're putting him into a WrestleMania match. This is fucking Sheamus. Sheamus will fucking skin you alive out there. I have no problem with Gunther losing at WrestleMania. None. So I'm recommending, this is just me personally, this is my point of view, this is my opinion. You don't have to agree with it or not. You may want the same thing Triple H wants. You may want Gunther protected. I think he's already protected to a point where if he loses, it's not going to do any harm to him. If you're doing a triple threat match, why not have Sheamus pin Gunther? Because that one is going to be the first time he wins the Intercontinental title. And why would you want him to pin Drew McIntyre to win his first Intercontinental Championship? You want him to pin the guy that's been holding the championship on this record-long reign. The guy that's been kind of taunting him with the championship. The guy that he's wrestled twice and lost to. Why not get his win back?
I put the thing in my, Look. You see the little thing?
Yeah. I think Sheamus
put it on.
You ain't got to put it.
Put it. Oh, you put the doctor did that for you?
No, my homeboy gave me one.
But we kind of figured this was going to happen. I like it. There's a couple of different avenues that WWE can go down. Either one of them is fine by me. And WWE is going to sell this on the road to WrestleMania. They're going to give you some episodic television. They're going to make you sweat.
Damn.
It's going to be. They want these fucking turns.
I don't even know motherfuckers here again.
McIntyre is now the #1 contendership for the Intercontinental title.
Agent out of action.
Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes was on SmackDown tonight unadvertised. As Jey Uso was explaining to everybody why he decided to screw over Sami Zayn and turn on Sami Zayn on Monday Night Raw and reunite with Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, the Usos, reunite with his brother and Roman Reigns in the Bloodline. I have no problem with the explanation that he gave. It was a very simple, very basic explanation. The only explanation that really needed to be told and explained to everybody. Jey Uso said, Sami Zayn is not family. Everything that has happened here, I blame Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is not my blood. This guy's my twin. This guy's my brother. Roman is my cousin. This is my family. This is our title reign. I'm not giving this up for you. So, yeah, we were friends, but you fucked everything up. Your actions fucked everything up. Your actions made Roman Reigns cashed out over everybody in the bloodline. I blame you. At the end of the day, blood is bigger than water. That's the basis of the entire story. Cody Rhodes came out again on Raw and SmackDown to back up Sami Zayn as Sami Zayn sneak attacked Jey Uso. While Jimmy Uso was in the ring with him, Cody Rhodes evened the odds 2-on-2. No sign of Roman Reigns. No sign of Kevin Owens. No. What does this mean? Well, on Monday Night Raw, we saw Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes talking about whatever they were talking about backstage in a segment with Elias and Rick Boogs. We saw that during that segment, which then led to Cody Rhodes coming out and helping Sami Zayn as the turn had already happened. And the Bloodline was attacking Sami Zayn 3-on-1. Cody Rhodes was the only one to come out there and back up Sami Zayn. It's amazing how we go from Sami challenging Roman at the Elimination Chamber, Sami being the guy in the fans' eyes who they want to see go beat Roman at WrestleMania, to Sami not winning the championship, to Sami now finding his revenge story coming out of all this, trying to get Jey Uso on his side and trying to let everybody know that the Bloodline's going to crumble. And meanwhile, the Bloodline they're getting back together and they're stronger and they're more reunited now than they were before. And Sami Zayn's all by himself, and now the guy that we all wanted, the guy that the fans want, Sami Zayn, over Cody Rhodes. Now they're finding a common bond. I like it. I like it. And WWE, the reason why, a lot of people probably saying to themselves, well, why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? It sounds like WWE's throwing, or it feels like WWE's throwing that in your face. It's not Sami Zayn, it's Cody Rhodes. But at the end of the day, Sami's already had his story. That story's already, that chapter was already written. Sami Zayn has nothing to do with Roman Reigns anymore. Roman Reigns may be the leader of the bloodline. Sami Zayn is not targeting Roman Reigns. Sami Zayn is targeting the entire bloodline. Sami Zayn's target now is Jey Uso. After Monday, you have nothing to worry about. Cody Rhodes is not getting booed. Cody Rhodes is not going to have his Rhodes WrestleMania sabotage. WWE has nothing
Oh, shit.
about fans hijacking shows.
Who the fuck is this?
Cody, it's all over. It's all over.
Who the fuck is
WWE
this?
can now safely and freely put Cody in the same ring as Sami and team Cody up with Sami on the road to WrestleMania in a redemption story with him helping, because now Cody, while also helping Sami, is also telling his own story and trying to beat the bloodline as well and trying to get to Rome. So WWE is in a safe space right now. Nothing's going to harm this match. Nothing's going to take away from Roman and Cody. The only thing that's going to take away from Roman and Cody is WWE's lack of storytelling.
Oh,
We have 3 weeks to enhance the story. Hopefully they continue to do that, outside of Dusty. But WWE's in a safe space right now, where they can go out there and bond Sami and Cody together on the same road to WrestleMania, because they are in the same boat together against the Bloodline. I like that. I like that. Take the 2 hottest baby faces in the company. Eventually you're going to add Kevin Owens. You're going to take the 3rd hottest baby face in the company. Merge them together in some sort of superpower tag team. And a lot of people are like, well, JD, is this leading to Cody and Sami versus the Usos? No.
Oh, man, what the
Not
fuck
at
I just
WrestleMania.
did?
But what Triple H is leading to right now, this go-home show, this Hall of Fame show is going to be a big, big show. It's going to be a live episode of SmackDown on March 31st, and we're going to get a great main event. A main event that legitimately is a main event you should see on a go-home show before the biggest show of the year. You're going to get Kevin Owens, you're going to get Sami Zayn, and you're going to get Cody Rhodes against Jimmy, Jey, and Solo. You're going to get a 6-man tag team match for the ages on the go-home show, and that's going to be the defining factor. That's going to be the one match that's going to swing the momentum going into WrestleMania. I love it. I think it's great. It's such a simple dynamic. It's a simple story to tell. There really isn't anything else to do. The only piece that we're waiting to fall into place for is Kevin Owens. When is Kevin Owens going to align? When is Kevin Owens going to join? What is going to be the moment that Kevin Owens finally snaps out and says, you know what? I'm going to go out there and help my buddy. He's my best friend. I can't let him fight this alone. What's going to be that moment? There's still a lot of story to tell here with that. When is that going to happen? That's going to be a great moment. That handshake, that mega powers handshake between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens is going to be fucking one for the ages. It's going to be like, yep, there you go. Tag team match made. Now we got it. WrestleMania, not one minute. So it was a decent SmackDown. Wasn't all that great. We got Rey Mysterio in the Hall of Fame. Surprised by that induction. We'll talk about that. And no Bray Wyatt. No Bray Wyatt and Bobby Lashley build on the show that Bray Wyatt falls home. It's kind of fucked up. I don't know what they're doing, but the more the weeks go by, the less I care about Mr. Wyatt.
There's no I in team, but there is one in Indeed, and that's the hiring platform that you need to build yours. You're hiring, you need Indeed. Instead of spending hours on multiple job sites searching for candidates with the right skills, Indeed's a powerful hiring platform that can help you do it all. One of the things I love about Indeed is that it makes hiring all in one place so easy because Indeed does the hard work for you. They show you the candidates whose resumes on Indeed fit your description immediately after you post so you can hire faster. Join more than 3 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. Start hiring now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/Blue Wire Sports. Offer good for a limited time. Claim your $75 credit now at Indeed.com/Blue Wire Sports. That's Indeed.com/Blue Wire Sports. And support the show by saying that you heard it on this podcast. Indeed.com/Blue Wire Sports. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for joining me on this Friday night. We have 2,000 people in the venue. People still coming on in after Rampage. Rampage just ended a little bit ago. Make yourself at home, man. Pull up a seat, grab a beverage, enjoy the show. So I got a little bit of breaking news. OTS breaking news, man. My guys over at TV8 Designs with all my graphic work, as you see here. We're in the venue. Outside the venue, the beer garden, the Mustang intro, driving up and driving away. You guys see it all, every single stream. Yesterday, Nick,
Curtailed.
boss man over at DV8, reached out to me with the final draft, the completed version of Inside
Restored.
My Mother's Basement. I don't know if I could put it on the community board for my VIPs because it's a video file, but what I saw, I texted it to Jesse. I don't know if he's in the chat. I texted it to Jesse. Jesse legitimately said, and I quote, simply gorgeous. When you see the inside of this fucking thing, you are going to be mind blown. I'm telling you, man, I love what I do, man. I love what I do. I love what we created here, bro. Let me tell you, man, I am so fucking excited about the unveiling of this shit. We're going to fucking roll the red carpet, man. We got inside the venue. The same thing that you see here. Like, legitimately the same kind of setup. Me sitting in the patrons seat. We got two seats. We got one like this. And we got another behind the bar where I'm the bartender. Where we're gonna be having some fun with that one too, man. I can't wait. We're gonna go all out with this shit, man. First stream is gonna be VIP only. Opening night gonna be VIP only, man. So if you want to get in on the chat, you gotta join the channel and become a member. Okay, number one. Number two, I'm legitimately dressing up in a fucking business suit. We're going all the way with the speakeasy shit, man. Yes, I'm gonna be wearing my cap, and no, you will not see my hair. Number three, we may have some new merchandise to go along with this as well. I'm already working on a brand new OTS logo for this t-shirt. Love it. Can't wait, man. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. Can't wait to show you guys. I may actually save it for WrestleMania weekend. That's how long big this thing's gonna be. So look forward to that, man. Become a channel member. Join the channel. Hit the join button down below. VIP. Get you into my mother's basement on opening night. Get you into the live stream chats for the flagship podcast on Sunday night. Get you some emotes. Get you some badges. Get you to comment with those emotes in anything I do. In the stream, on the videos, in the comment section. And those badges show off your VIP status, man. So hit that up and hit that join button. Hit that subscribe button as well. Turn on that bell for notifications down below. We are on our way to 143,000 subscribers. Follow me on social media as well, at JD from NY206. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. All my socials are down below in the description. Go check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. Everything you need is on the homepage. We were live last night for a major midweek update. Over 2 hours live yesterday afternoon. Go check that out. It's on the homepage right now. And tonight's show is sponsored by Blue Chew. BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. Get yourself your free sample. All you have to do is pay the $5. Shipping in here. SmackDown started off with a fatal five-way. Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, LA Knight, Xavier Woods, and Karrion Kross. This match went nearly 20 minutes, and like I said, they did the controversial finish with McIntyre and Sheamus scoring pins simultaneously, leading to a one-on-one match next week on Friday Night SmackDown. Everybody worked good in this thing. LA Knight looked good. Got another big reaction when he came out. Karrion Kross, more silence when he came out. Don't know what they're going to do with Karrion Kross after WrestleMania. Don't know if he factors into anything WrestleMania worthy
Social.
on the card for the pay-per-view. I don't know. Xavier Woods was there. He filled in for Kofi, who got hurt. He's going to be out for 5 weeks. Leg injury doesn't require surgery, said Michael Cole, so that's a good thing. But it looks like both Xavier and Kofi Kingston may be missing WrestleMania. So McIntyre and Sheamus, they went face-to-face pretty early on. They argued. LA Knight and Karrion Kross jumped in from behind, so we had a little bit of a teamwork vibe here with Karrion Kross and LA Knight. Kross and Knight worked together. They took out Woods. Sheamus pulled Knight out of the ring, but Kross came to the rescue. They worked together to then take out McIntyre and Sheamus at ringside. So they were a little buddy-buddy in this thing. McIntyre then fired up, took out both Kross and LA Knight. Knight and Kross then took out McIntyre again. This allowed Sheamus to catch them off guard with a big flying crossbody off the top rope. Kross caught Sheamus in a half crab as LA Knight hit a neck breaker on McIntyre. Kross broke up Knight's pin attempt, so that was the end of their partnership. Every man for himself. Knight and Kross then turned on each other. This opened the door for Xavier Woods to come on in and give some offense to both of these guys. Hit the big flying elbow on LA Knight. Everybody jumped in during that pin attempt and broke up the pin attempt by Xavier Woods. Gunther and Imperium then come out on stage, and they're standing on the stage and they're watching the match to get a closer look at what's going on. Kross caught McIntyre in a tree of woe. This was a great spot. So McIntyre was hanging upside down in a tree of woe. Kross is on the top rope. LA Knight runs up and in one motion jumps up to the top rope, about to deliver a superplex. McIntyre pulls himself up in the tree of woe, grabs LA Knight by the waist, and German suplexes him off of the top rope while LA Knight is delivering a superplex to Karrion Kross in the ring. Excellent spot there by all three guys. McIntyre then caught Knight with another German suplex. McIntyre was in control here. Knight, he took over right after that. Sheamus back in the ring. He recovered, hit a big slam on LA Knight. He hit the 10 beats on Xavier Woods, on Kross, and then on LA Knight. And then we get the face-to-face with McIntyre and Sheamus in the middle of the ring. Sheamus went for the brogue kick on LA Knight. McIntyre cut him off. They did a controversial finish at the same time. So Sheamus hit the brogue kick on LA Knight. McIntyre, I believe, did the Claymore to Xavier Woods. They both pinned each other's opponent. And that was it, simultaneously. 1, 2, 3. Sheamus and Drew McIntyre win the match via a double pin finish, with both referees raising both guys' hands. The crowd broke into a big triple threat chant. The only thing I will say about this, unmatched, the only thing negative I will say about this is the fact of, one, there were 2 referees out. Now, I don't recall 2 referees ever being out there for a fatal 5-way. But on this night, there were 2 referees out there, one on the outside and one on the inside. And all of a sudden, Jessica Carr needed to get into the ring. She was the second referee on the outside. When the simultaneous pin happened, she jumped in and immediately counted 3. So I don't know why she was needed out there, because the visual from us and the vantage point of us watching, we could have easily seen that both guys were pinning at the same time. We didn't need Jessica Carr to come in there and do that. It just made it a little silly with her being included in there. It could have came off a lot better to me if the original referee who was officiating this match counted 1, 2, 3 and didn't see McIntyre cover LA Knight. I feel like it would have came off a lot better if the referee only seen one pinfall and not the other, and then we kind of get this controversial finish where we know both guys kind of won the match, but the referees don't know what's going on, and everybody's in a state of confusion. Jessica Carr getting in there, raising McIntyre's hand, and the other referee raising Sheamus' hand. And look at this. It came off a little silly. The execution of it was a little silly, but it was the right outcome, and the outcome that we kind of all expected anyway going into this thing. Because we all kind of predicted that there will be a triple threat match happening at WrestleMania, and they're not leaving Drew McIntyre off the card. Where do you put Drew McIntyre otherwise? He doesn't fit any other place on the WrestleMania card, so why not include him in this? And that's exactly what they did. So outside of it being a little silly, we got the right outcome. It was just executed kind of sloppy. So we got these 2 guys going into next week. Should be a banger match, like Sheamus says. And then I'm predicting right now, you guys can cycle back to this podcast next week. Right now, I'm going to make a prediction. I think both guys' shoulders are going to be pinned on the mat, and then something's going to happen there. We're going to get some sort of non-finish, some fuck finish. I'm going with the double shoulders pinned on the mat at the same time with these guys, which will eventually lead to a triple threat match at WrestleMania. Or, the more I talk about it, the more I like it. Gunther wrestling McIntyre on night 1, and then Gunther wrestling Sheamus on night 2, where he then loses the Intercontinental title. So we'll see what happens. Kayla Braxton. She was backstage with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman obviously there because he is the special counsel for the Bloodline, and he greeted Jay and Jimmy Uso as they came into the arena tonight. she asked Jay, or she asked Heyman about Jay for whatever happened on Monday. Why did you turn on Sami Zayn? She said she asked Jay for comment earlier about attacking Sami, and Heyman seemed distracted by some other shit he was thinking about. He was very softly spoken here and said he did not hear her initial question.
Inventory.
He then began venting about Cody getting involved in bloodline business. He said for almost 1,000 days. That is the first time that Roman Reigns and 1,000 days has been mentioned on TV. So I can tell you right now, by Paul Heyman mentioning this, it's already in the back of WWE's mind. And now that it is being mentioned on TV, it is now a higher probability, a higher possibility that Roman Reigns walks out of WrestleMania still the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Because if WWE was thinking about taking the belt off of Roman Reigns, then this would not have been mentioned. I'm letting you know right now. The fact that 1,000 days has now officially been mentioned on TV by Paul Heyman, you know WWE is thinking about exactly getting him to 1,000 days. That makes some people happy. That makes some people not happy, because there are a large group of people on social media that don't want to see Roman Reigns walk out of WrestleMania as the champion. But Cody Rhodes has done nothing to make you believe that he should take the belt off of Roman Reigns. He's done nothing. Roman Reigns is not sour. He's not boring. The bloodline is the hottest group in the industry. I mean, why would anybody want to take the belt off Roman when he is still not at that point of being like, you know what? We are still really entertained by Roman Reigns. Are we going to feel that same way about Cody? Yes, I know Monday Night Raw needs the WWE title. I get it. Trust me. If there's anybody you're talking to about this subject, I know I've been asking for it for many, many, many months. But at the end of the day, does Cody Rhodes feel like he's the guy right now? No. He may be the guy in theory. But is he the guy right now? Take the belt off Roman Reigns? I don't know if we can justify it. I don't know if we have a legitimate reason outside of boring to take the belt off Roman Reigns. We'll see. So Heyman mentioned 1,000 days. He said Cody is a nightmare for them. And he's the one person he didn't want to see opposite of him. He says they could approach things as a gangster and try to get in his head and manipulate him. He said Reigns chose to snatch him with the truth. He said there's emotional baggage that is going to take Cody off of his game to a point that will be already defeated by the time he walks into the ring at WrestleMania. He said the only story for Cody left to tell will be when he lifts his shoulders off the mat after being defeated by Roman Reigns, and then he will have to choose a time and place to acknowledge his tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman, he feels like he deserves a raise, because he's always there, and he's always there to advance the story when Roman Reigns is not at the show. And that's what exactly happened tonight. Roman Reigns, I thought Roman was going to be there to kind of acknowledge Jey Uso and what Jey Uso did on Monday night. We did not get that. But Paul Heyman, man, how many times has Paul Heyman picked up the slack for Roman Reigns not being there to advance the story? How many times has Roman Reigns missed SmackDown and somebody's been there to kind of advance the story for him? This is why Roman Reigns has surrounded himself with such great talent. The Usos have stepped it up. Solo stepped it up. Paul Heyman is a fucking genius. So when Roman Reigns is missing off of SmackDown, is it visible? Is it noticeable? Yes. Or is it like groundbreaking? Oh my god, it's gonna break the fucking show. No. It's not to the point where SmackDown is suffering and they need the tribal chief on SmackDown. This is what it looks like when you surround yourself with top tier fucking guys. That's exactly what Roman Reigns is doing. He's done with Lesnar. When Lesnar couldn't be there, he's on TV selling everything for Brock Lesnar, whether it's against The Undertaker, or if it's against AJ Styles, or Braun Strowman, or whoever, Roman Reigns, right? He's just great. He's just great. So I wonder what they're going to do when Paul Heyman says they're going to kill him with the truth. They're going to attack him with the truth, smash him with the truth. What other truth is there? That's what Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman have already brought to the table. What other truth are they going to smash him? Hopefully they got something in place, because they need more. We definitely need more. Move on. They went backstage to Sheamus and Drew McIntyre yelling at each other over what happened in the Fatal 5. Rich Allen and Butch, we haven't seen them all WrestleMania season, finally showed up on SmackDown. Ran in and wanted to talk to Sheamus, dragged him away. Looked like Rich Allen was kind of cursing out Drew McIntyre. And Drew McIntyre was basically saying, we should not be fighting. We should be going to the bar and having drinks together. I guess there won't be any pints of Guinness tonight for Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. Dominic Mysterio and the Judgment Day. They were up next with a match with Judgment Day and Legado del Fantasma. But before we got to that, Samantha Irving introduced Rey Mysterio, who is being inducted into the Hall of Fame and probably going to be the headliner this year for the WWE Hall of Fame of 2023. Kind of shocked by Rey Mysterio actually going in as a current full-time active performer on the roster. I did not expect that. I was fully expecting a great Muta, right? Because the rumor going around today was that the Great Muta is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. He may be the legend that goes into the Hall of Fame this year. You know, we may get Batista in the Hall of Fame. Maybe Batista's not going in the Hall of Fame, and they opted to do Rey Mysterio instead. I don't know. But WWE apparently, according to WrestleVotes, they tweeted something out today that the Hall of Fame inductions were going to be made today. We didn't know if it was going to be on social media. We didn't know if they were going to wait till SmackDown, but they did wait till SmackDown, and Rey Mysterio was the first name announced for the 2023 Hall of Fame. It's taken WWE a little bit to announce the 2023 class for the Hall of Fame. And I mentioned this on yesterday's live stream. The reason why they did this is for two reasons. Number one, there's probably internal back and forth with Triple H and Vince McMahon on who they want to induct into the Hall of Fame. You know, I'm sure it's not all Triple H. If Triple H had his say completely on who goes into the Hall of Fame, we would have already seen something announced for the Hall of Fame. I know Triple H takes this shit seriously. But with Vince McMahon looming over creative more and more every single week, you know Vince McMahon is going to have a majority say on who goes into his fictional Hall of Fame. So that's what happened here. So I'm sure there's some internal struggle there with Vince and Triple H can't do exactly what he wants to do 100%. That's just factual information. We know that for a fact. Secondly, WWE is at the point where they can be a little lenient with announcing the Hall of Fame. Ever since WrestleMania has gone to two nuts, WWE hasn't relied or hasn't had to rely on an actual Hall of Fame show separate from everything else that happens WrestleMania weekend. The last couple of years, WWE has tagged the Hall of Fame to SmackDown on the go-home show the night before night one of WrestleMania. They're doing that same thing this year. They're not selling actual tickets to the Hall of Fame. They don't have an actual separate Hall of Fame show like we've seen in years past on the WWE Network. This is all happening after SmackDown. WWE, from more than likely, has this show sold out. They have that SmackDown, that go-home show sold out. So they don't need to worry about selling tickets for the Hall of Fame. If they needed to sell tickets, you can guarantee it, they would have announced something weeks ago for the Hall of Fame just to get the ticket sales rolling. But the fact that this show was tagged on to the SmackDown show and they already have that show sold out more than likely, they don't need to rely on selling tickets, and they can announce 3 weeks to go, 2 weeks to go. They could have announced everybody in the final week if they wanted. So that's why they did it. So a lot of people are asking, well, why did they take so long as they announced Hall of Fame inductees in years past a little bit earlier? That's the reason why. They don't have to rely on selling tickets this year, and I'm sure there's some internal struggle with Vince and Triple H deciding on who exactly is going into the Hall of Fame. Now, why Rey Mysterio? I mean, why not? I don't think there's one single human being alive that watches pro wrestling that has a problem with Rey Mysterio going into the Hall of Fame. The only part that shocked me is that he's a current guy, full-time, that's going into the Hall of Fame. But my thinking behind this is Rey Mysterio from the West Coast, from San Diego, WrestleMania is taking place in California, in Los Angeles. And it's almost as if WWE would have missed the boat to get Rey Mysterio into the Hall of Fame. When's the next time WWE's going to have a WrestleMania this big at SoFi Stadium over 2 nights? Again. So why not do Rey Mysterio when he's the hometown guy? They'll be in Los Angeles all weekend. They'll be in LA for 4 straight nights. So why not do the West Coast guy? Why not do Rey Mysterio? It makes sense to me. Plus, is there anybody any more deserving than Rey Mysterio? No. Absolutely not. The other thing that I was thinking about when Rey Mysterio was announced is this rumored match between Dominic and Rey Mysterio going to be Rey Mysterio's retirement match? Is that why he's going into the Hall of Fame? Is this match going to be a retirement match for Rey Mysterio? Wrestling his son at WrestleMania, more than likely. He's going into the Hall of Fame before WrestleMania weekend. Is this it for him? Is this what he's thinking in his mind? Is this it? I can't get any better. I can't get any higher than this weekend right here. I'm going into the Hall of Fame. I'm wrestling my son at WrestleMania. This is it for me and hanging up the boots.
Backup request.
Fair enough. I know I'm not the only one thinking that. So that's something that's going to be on everybody's mind as well. Is Rey Mysterio going to hang it up? I don't think so. But but we've seen stranger things happen in the WWE. We don't even know if we're going to get the Dominic versus Rey Mysterio match. Some people were telling me on Twitter today that Vince doesn't really want to do the match. I've read reports that Rey Mysterio didn't want to do the match. I don't know how anybody is feeling about this match right now internally in WWE. It certainly makes sense for them to do it. They've been building it for most of the fucking year, going back to last year. So why not do it? Does Vince want to do it? Vince has been hesitant on doing it for a few years now. Does Triple H want to do it? Does Ray want to do it? I don't know. But I can tell you this, Dominic Mysterio is as hot as he's ever been right now. So if you don't strike while the iron is hot right now with Dominic Mysterio against Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania, you may not get another opportunity to do this match at this level on this stage with Dominic being that hot as he is now. And WWE has this thing about missing the boat on most of the things that they should not be missing the boat on. I mean, this is a fucking strike fastball right down the middle in your fucking wheelhouse. All you gotta do is swing the fucking bat and hit that home run. WWE tends to swing and miss during these obvious, they need to do it now situations. Nah, we'll wait till after WrestleMania. Yeah, we'll do a tag team match. No. Dominic and Ray, WrestleMania, stipulation added to it, mask versus hair, retirement, mask versus career, or son versus, I don't know, something along those lines. Something along those lines. But there's no problem with Rey Mysterio going into the Hall of Fame. And the other rumored name that I've seen floating around, like I said, is Great Muta going into the Hall of Fame. So WWE is going to be cycling through their inductees. Rey Mysterio was announced tonight. I'm sure we'll get another one on Monday, not Raw, but WWE is going to start slowly rolling out the Hall of Fame class as we head closer to WrestleMania. So he's out there. Rey Mysterio does not get one word. Dominic Mysterio comes out with Judgment Day. Fans are absolutely raining boos down on top of him. WWE, are you really going to induct a washed-up old man into the Hall of Fame? He asked, how many birthdays, how many Christmases, how many Thanksgivings, and soccer games did you miss to build this Hall of Fame career? He said, Mommy was right. Rhea Ripley was right. I'm ashamed to be your son. Legado del Fantasma walked out. Escobar gets in the ring. He's there with Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro with Zelina Vega. He gets in the ring and Santos Escobar says, I haven't let go of what you did last week, Dominic. Rey Mysterio might have, but I didn't. We're scheduled for a match later, but let's start this match right now. So Rey Mysterio doesn't get a word in. He doesn't get to speak on his Hall of Fame induction. Santos Escobar comes to the rescue, and we get Judgment Day versus Fantasma right here on SmackDown. Rey continues to be kind of beaten down by his son at every twist and turn. He gets treated like a bitch by Dominic. When is going to be that day where Rey Mysterio says, you know what, fuck you, son, and slap the shit out of him? Legado and Judgment Day. I expect this to be something that carries SmackDown into the months after WrestleMania. This is just the beginning stages of all of this happening on SmackDown right now. Not a bad match. Love the team of Legado and Rey Mysterio. I love the fact that they're using Legado as baby faces to back Rey Mysterio here. It's exactly what they need. I like this. They're believable in this role. They weren't going anywhere as just generic heels. The fact that they got Rey Mysterio to help use him, to help them get them over, it's a beautiful thing. This was a solid six-man tag team match. Everybody was in this thing looking good. Judgment Day was in control. It took Cruz del Toro, isolated him in their part of the ring. And the team of Legado recovered. They were working together, working on Balor. Priest took it to Wilde, regained control of the match. So we got Judgment Day beating down Wilde, just like they did Del Toro. And Escobar and Del Toro were knocked off the apron, so Judgment Day is in complete control. Escobar then ran Wilde after a hot tag on Judgment Day. Wilde avoided Priest and caught him with a drop kick. Escobar and Del Toro hit double suicide dives onto Balor and Priest outside. Zelina Vega tried to get involved, but Rhea Ripley blocked a Hurricane and Ripley threw Vega onto Escobar and Wilde. Rey Mysterio got in Ripley's face. Dominic took advantage and caught Rey with a sliding dropkick through the ropes. Del Toro had Dominic beat when Priest comes from behind, hit him in the face. This allowed Dominic to score a big pinfall over Cruz del Toro for the 1-2-3, and Judgment Day beats Legado with some chaos happening during this match. After the match was over, Dominic wanted to address his father one-on-one. So Judgment Day left. It was just Dominic and Rey in the middle of the ring. Dominic said, listen, I just want to talk. Rey entered the ring very cautiously. Dom said the only Hall of Fame he deserves to be in is the Deadbeat Dad Hall of Fame. I wonder if that's a legit thing. At the end of the day, I should have been Eddie's son, he says. So we went there. We went there. Dominic decided to throw that in Ray's face, man. Can you imagine the type of heat that would have garnered? He got some big heat on that. Ray got in Dom's face and asked him to listen to him. Dom shoved him down again. Ray started to leave the ring. Dominic charged after him. Ray had eyes in the back of his head. Ray ducked. Dom fell through the floor, through the ropes out to the floor. Dominic was yelling at Ray, "You can't do that to me. You can't do that to me." Says he's going to have to fight him eventually. And Ray looked very stressed about the situation. So Ray, for another week, did not put his hands on his son. That's another moment that's just going to have a big, big pop when it does happen. Ray putting his hands on his son in defense and beating the shit out of his son for the first time is going to be a huge moment. And then we know the match is going to be made for WrestleMania. But I like what's going on here, man. I do. It's very entertaining stuff. And Dominic, man, complete transformation from just a few months ago, man. I wasn't really sold on Dominic. Ever since he started this prison gimmick and him being in jail and, you know, all this shit, being in Judgment Day has been great, but he's kind of taking his character to the next level. He gets some of the most organic heat for a heel out there in the entire company, man. It's a beautiful thing to see. It really is. I'm very excited to see where this goes. And a one-on-one match at WrestleMania is certainly looming for Dominic and Rey Mysterio. Charlotte Flair, the android, is waiting in Adam Pearce's office. She wants a match tonight. Pearce says he would see if he could find her a suitable opponent. Why are we adding impromptu matches this late in the show, number one? Number two, how many women exist on the roster that have not wrestled Charlotte Flair? That's another question. Why does she need a match before WrestleMania? Why does she need a match on SmackDown? Nobody cares. I would have much rather put this into anything else on the show. Could have given Ricochet and Braun Strowman with the Viking Raiders another minute or two. Why did we need Charlotte Flair on the show? All you need to worry about is making a build, a story between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, which you have yet to do. You have not done shit to make me interested in what Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair are selling at WrestleMania. Yet there are people that think this is a main event match for night one. Nowhere even close to a main event match. Give me a break. I don't give a fuck who won the Royal Rumble. I think we deaded that situation a couple of weeks ago on the podcast. Viking Raiders. They went into a tag team match against Braun Strowman and Ricochet. Not bad. Not bad. Ricochet and Braun Strowman, don't really care about them as a tag team. Don't really care too much about the Viking Raiders. My opinion still stands on them. I think they're a little over the top, a little goofy with this Valhalla is here gimmick that they got going on. A little over the top. It's not really relatable in any way. It's kind of cartoonish in a way. Ricochet, man, in a tag team match against the Viking Raiders, man. You know what I thought? Now, I could be wrong on this. It might have happened maybe one other time, but I don't really care to remember if it did. So I'm just going to forget if it did. But correct me if I'm wrong. This was the first time Ricochet has been in a tag team match against Eric and Ivar since the last time they were in the ring at NXT TakeOver New York when they were the War Raiders, when they won the Dusty Cup and got a tag team title opportunity against Eric and Ivar, Hanson and Rowe back then, the War Raiders, when he teamed with Aleister Black, now Malachi Black, in AEW. NXT TakeOver New York, Ricochet and Aleister Black versus Hanson and Rowe of the War Raiders for the NXT Tag Team titles. The greatest NXT Tag Team title match of all time. One of the greatest tag team title matches in company history, and one of the best opening matches that you would ever see on any WWE pay-per-view period. Unbelievable tag team match. Man, do I miss Black and Gold. Man, do I miss Black and Gold. If you miss Black and Gold in the chat, please leave me a gold heart emoji. Seriously. What the fuck did they do to NXT? I will never, ever, 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 ever understand. No. Don't get it. Viking Raiders win here in about 10 minutes, 11 minutes or so. Not bad. Ricochet avoided a splash from Ivar, allowing Braun Strowman to send Ivar and Eric to ringside. Strowman then launched Ricochet onto the Raiders. They cut to a commercial break. Viking Raiders were in control. They isolated Ricochet until he makes a hot tag to Braun Strowman. Eric knocked Strowman off the apron before he made the hot tag. Ivar hit a running crossbody splash against the barricade on Strowman. Eric and Ricochet went back and forth. Ricochet knocked Ivar off the apron. This allowed Eric to sit out powerbomb for a near fall. Ricochet fought back. Strowman eventually got the hot tag. Like I said, he ran wild on the Raiders, sending them out to ringside. A lot of gold hearts in the chat, because I know I'm not the only one that loved black and gold. Strowman tagged Ricochet back in, ran over Ivar at ringside. He went to shoulder tackle Eric, but Valhalla pushed him out of the way. Strowman crashed into the announce table. Valhalla caused a distraction. Ricochet missed the 450, allowing Ivar to hit the spinning heel kick, followed up by the flying splash for the win. The Viking Raiders get a victory over Ricochet and Braun Strowman. Don't know what it means for the Viking Raiders, but decent little tag team match on SmackDown. Charlotte Flair. She went one-on-one with Shotzi. I thought we were supposed to find somebody for Charlotte that she hasn't beaten yet. This match was fucking sloppy. I don't know what else you want me to tell you, man. You know, the wrestlers may not want to hear it, but sometimes they are just not good at all. I don't know if you guys were watching the same match that I was, but I swear to God, man, Shotzi wrestles like she's fucking drowning underwater. Shotzi wrestles like she's moving in a vat of fucking maple syrup. She looks like she wrestles in fucking quicksand. I don't know what happened to her, man. I don't. She was not like this on NXT. It's almost as if she's wrestling as a defeated performer. She came into this match already defeated because she knew exactly what was going to be the end result. She's not good. She hasn't been good on the main roster. I don't know what happened to her from NXT. I did not think this about Shotzi in NXT. Man, Shotzi was great in NXT. So much promise in NXT. So awful on the main roster. So Flair and Shotzi, they're in there. Flair got her with a big boot. Went for the figure 4 leg lock. Rhea Ripley's music hit. Ripley walked out, caused a distraction. This allowed Shotzi to use a small package for a near fall. Ripley's watching at ringside. Shotzi was in control. Top rope, Hurricane Karana. Flair rocked Shotzi with a series of chops afterwards. Followed with a fallaway slam, spear, figure 8. That was it. After the match, Rhea Ripley gets a microphone and gets into the ring. And really nothing was stated here outside of the obvious. A very, very generic promo by both Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. Ripley got in the ring. She told Charlotte that when she looks into her eyes, she sees all of her insecurities. She said at WrestleMania, she'll take the one thing from her that makes her feel so important. Charlotte told her to shut up. She said her improvement might be something she's proud of, but she said she's also improved every day of her life. Some people love her for it, and others react negatively. I guess I'm the audience that acts negatively towards Charlotte. But she said it's a fact. She said she will outwork anyone, male or female, because she takes this business very seriously. She said Ripley will tear anyone apart who stands in her way, except for me. What is with the basic shit here? It's what I want. Why are we going into WrestleMania with straightforward, basic, paint by the numbers, a fucking 4-year-old with a crayon could write better shit than this? I don't understand. At no point have we gotten Rhea Ripley and Charlotte and their past feud. At no point have we gotten Rhea Ripley and Charlotte and what happened at WrestleMania in the fucking Performance Center during COVID when this match was supposed to take place in Tampa at their football stadium. But the match couldn't take place, and she couldn't wrestle Charlotte in front of all those people because of COVID. How she's transformed from that performer to the woman that we see now. Why haven't we gotten that? There are absolutely no layers to this, and this was the most paint-by-numbers shit that you could possibly ask for a women's championship. Yet there will still be people out there that claim that this should close night 1. Why? Because Rhea Ripley won the Royal Rumble?